So I am going to call this meeting to order of the town of Northeast, and we are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and the flag is right behind me, so I'm going to stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
the republic for which
United
it
States of
stands,
America,
one
and
nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
Gail,
Yes,
could you conduct a roll call?
I can. So when I call your name, just either say here or present. Councilman Fideli,
Here.
Councilman Kay,
Here.
Supervisor Cannon,
Here.
Councilman Midwood,
Here.
Councilwoman Morrison.
Here.
We have quorum.
Okay. Hang on a second, just bear with me. All right. So welcome to the May 2020 meeting of the Town of Northeast Board. I am participating remotely from Town Hall, and with me in this same room, but safely spaced apart and wearing their masks, are Councilman George Kay and our Budget Officer Lorna Sherman. And you can, I think, see that they are in fact here. First of all, a word of appreciation to everyone for dealing with our current situation with such good humor and patience. These are very trying times for everyone. I'd like to make note of this week's issue of the Millerton News and their lead article, as well as their editorial regarding mental health and mental illness. I thought it was a great article, and it noted that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. In the past, the town board has issued a formal proclamation about this. I don't feel that we have to issue a proclamation for everyone to acknowledge the challenge which this COVID-19 pandemic is creating, not just for our physical health or for our economic well-being, but for our mental health and stability as well. I am glad that the weather is getting warmer and sunnier. That helps. Anyway, I was on a conference call with County Executive Mark Molinaro earlier today to discuss the much anticipated start of reopening our economy. Dutchess County is, hang on one second, let me just do a little, I'm just trying to keep everybody in here or out. Dutchess County is being dealt with as part of a group of 7 counties, including Westchester and Rockland, collectively referred to as Mid-Hudson. The degree to which we're being permitted to start opening up economic and social activity in Dutchess County is determined by how this Mid-Hudson region is doing with 7 different healthcare related metrics. Such as the rate of decrease in COVID hospitalizations, the decline in the death rate, the percentage of hospital beds available, and so on. Mid-Hudson region passes 5 out of 7 of these metrics, which is good, but not good enough to reopen yet. Our county, Dutchess County, is being penalized to some degree by being lumped in with the rest of this Mid-Hudson group, because there are obviously big differences between Dutchess County and Westchester or Rockland. Nevertheless, Mark Molinaro was cautiously optimistic that at some point next week, Dutchess County should be able to move into phase 1 of the reopening. He mentioned in a previous meeting that he was hoping it would be Wednesday of next week. Phase 1 will permit all construction and manufacturing activity to go forward, along with curbside and in-store pickup for retail stores, as well as certain recreational activities, including fishing, golf, and tennis. And then let's not forget drive-in movie theaters. Four brothers were very farsighted. Anyway, this is encouraging news for us in Millerton and Northeast. We've been fortunate to have had the lowest incidence of coronavirus in Dutchess County, although that may be just a reflection of having had less testing up here than in the towns along the Route 9 corridor. I don't want to minimize the threat that this dangerous virus holds for each of us. But like everyone, I just can't wait to see more people being able to go to a job, being out on the streets, enjoying the town, and socializing. It won't be overnight, but we all know that that needs to happen. All right, on to our agenda.
Chris,
Yeah.
can you let some people in from the waiting room?
I only see one person and I don't recognize that person's name.
Bill Kish is waiting.
Who?
Bill Kish.
I do not see Bill Kish's name. Daniel Goldhagen is waiting and I just admitted him.
I'll let Bill know.
Okay, I think that I'm going to try to mute everybody. Or maybe if people can mute themselves unless they are talking, because we are getting some feedback on this. Anyway, if I see Bill Kish's name pop up on the screen, I will admit him as soon as I see it.
Under Gromit, Gromit.
Nope.
No, okay, sorry, okay.
Anyway, department and committee reports. We do not have a police report. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not make a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
George Clay made a motion.
I'll second it.
Lana seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I do not have a police report. I am hoping that for our next meeting, I will have a police report. For the highway, I know that we have Bob Stevens with us, and Bob, can you tell us just briefly what's going on at the new highway garage? I don't know if I can hear. Bob, can you speak up?
Yes, can you hear me, Chris?
I can now.
Okay. Yes, the contractor started the salt storage building construction yesterday and continued today. With the excavation, everything seems to be moving along well.
Okay. I did see 3 big pieces of equipment up there. When I stopped by earlier today, they were having a little trouble with the motor of the excavator. I hope they got it fixed.
Oh, hopefully. I see they brought in a small dump truck
Right.
today.
Anyway, it's very exciting to see this work on the beginning of a salt shed storage facility getting underway. There's Bill Kish. He's now going to be joining the meeting. Okay, Bill, we've got you.
Thank you.
Bob, you've got, I believe you've told the board that you have 3 of your 4 crew who are now at work every day.
2 are at work every day. 1 is 20 hours per week.
Okay. Great. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Bob. Catherine Johnson.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can hear you. Excuse me. Did you have anything else, Bob?
Oh, I'm all set.
No. Okay, Catherine, if you can hear me, let's give this a shot, and maybe you can tell us what's going on with the assessor's office.
Okay, yes. Well, we've been fortunate. We have been able to conduct our business almost as usual. Answering calls has been a little slow since we're not in the office. I've been working from home and Donna's been coming in only weekly. But my voicemail message asked people to email, and surprisingly, a lot of people were able to do that, and I was able to communicate that way, and things got done. We were able to complete our 2020 tentative roll. It has been published and posted online. It's available for review on the Dutchess County website. There is a link on the town website at the assessor's page. I have extended office hours for anyone that wants to discuss anything that's on the roll, anything that's going forward. My extended hours will be Saturday, May 16th from 9 to 1, Wednesday, May 20th, 9 to 1, and Tuesday, May 26th from 4 to 8. Information on this and how to contact me during those times is available on our town website at the announcements page link. And also, the Board of Assessment Review is ready to hold their 2020 Grievance Day coming up on Wednesday, May 27th. The hearing hours will be 3 to 5 and 6 to 8 p.m. The hearing this year will be held by remote conference using Zoom, much like this meeting. Hopefully everything goes well. The meeting will be open to any complainant that wishes to speak to the board and to the general public. An announcement will be posted on the town website, announcements page, with instructions on how to receive a link for that meeting. I'll hope to get that up next week so people can prepare. The board, though, does request that all complaints and any supporting documentation be mailed in a few days early so that they have time to make copies and distribute it to all the board members for their deliberation. Any information people need, forms, instructions are available at the assessor's office, and we fortunately will be back in our office, our regular office hours on Wednesday and Thursday starting next week.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm sorry about the feedback. I don't know if everybody else is getting as much feedback as I am, but if you could kindly mute yourself unless you are speaking, I think it would probably help. We do not have a report from the planning department. Oh, we do? Okay. I'm sorry. Gail did send us her reports, which included the planning department report. Gail, can you just tell us what it was that was in your report to remind the board?
Well, my report basically comes through. It's the revenues received, any marriages that was done for the month, which there were none. Dogs, I think we had only had a couple of new licenses and renewals, but I did forward everything from the building department and the planning and zoning. And the other item that I did send just out to everybody would have been minutes, and then the applications for that's coming up in the agenda for the park, the mobile home parks, and the junkyard.
Thank you. I think we can actually move directly to that, which is item 5 on the agenda. We've received payment for the Scenic View trailer and the junkyard, but not for Benwood Knolls. Is that correct, Gail? So I would,
That is correct.
I would entertain a motion to renew the permits for the junkyard and for the Scenic View trailer facility.
So moved.
John Midwood made the motion.
Second.
Lana Morrison seconded. Thank you very much. Every year at the May meeting, there is a Memorial Day proclamation. And we're not going to disappoint you. We have another proclamation has been signed along with the mayor. The proclamation is then read at the Memorial Day event. But I don't think it's going to surprise anybody to know that there is not likely to be a regular Memorial Day celebration as there has been in the past due to the inability for people to meet in any kind of numbers. I've heard from the Legion that they may conduct a very small event in the cemetery, but I think that is likely to be the extent of that on Memorial Day. They are waiting for guidance, further guidance from the county on what other Memorial Day activities will be taking place.
Hey, Ralph, could you turn off your phone?
Yeah. Turn it off.
Okay. Is everybody else still there? I hope so. Mary Lynn, on behalf of the Conservation Advisory Committee, I think you've asked to make a report on the pollinator garden. Would you like to do that? Let me make sure that you are. I'm going to unmute you. Hopefully we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Most of you know me, but for those of you who don't, I'm the newest member on the Conservation Advisory Council, and I'm currently involved in creating a pollinator garden on Century Boulevard, right next to the post office. It's about 20 by 30 feet with a border around it, so mowing can be done. A pollinator garden is a garden that's a habitat for pollinators, mostly bees, but butterflies and birds as well, the bees. And it's a habitat, which means the caterpillars, for example, from the eggs of butterflies will nest there and eat there, and the bees will eat there too. The garden is going to be completely, the plants in the garden will be all native plants, and they're already ordered through a beautiful donation that somebody gave, and we will be installing them. But let me just describe quickly the 4 phases. The first phase is we took up the sod, or took up most of the sod on the location, which is Christy Schmidt's front lawn, her office front lawn. We removed this, and that was done by Northeast residents, Millerton residents, Lakeland residents, and we had the sod, most of the sod removed by actually a resident from Amenia and a resident from Lakeland who worked from 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock removing sod. There's still some sod there, but the rest of that will be taken up this Saturday. Second phase is to enrich the soil, probably the most important phase. And we've got a donation from McEnroe of 4 yards of compost and a donation from Agway of 10 bags. It's not enough. And I'm hoping that we can get people in the community to bring a bag or 2 down to the pollinator garden. By the way, this is my email. I don't know if you can see it, but anybody who wants to help me, please, it's marylynnk@gmail.com. So we need to, the truckload is going to be delivered on Tuesday. We need to spread that out and dig it into the existing soil. And then after that, we plant. As I said, we have, the plants are bought. So we have those already. We do need some things that I'm hoping we can get either through the town. I will be calling you, Chris, or emailing you, like a hose, for example. I need volunteers to, spread the compost, muscle power. I need giving power too. And after the planting, the last phase, phase 4, is maintenance. And I'm planning to maintain that garden. I will have plenty of time to do that, and I will maintain it. And I'm sure there'll be some people that will volunteer to help me with that. So that's the 4 phases of that pollinator garden. It will be beautiful. And it will, in a year or two, you're going to see a lot of bees and butterflies there, because all the plants are food for bees and butterflies and birds. And it's a way the CAC can make this town beautiful and create something that's environmentally sound. So if anybody there wants to help out, marylynnk@gmail.com. I'm looking for people to help. And there'll be I'll put up a sign down there. There is a sign that has the pollinator garden listed, but I'll put my email down there and hope that somebody will donate their time, donate a bag or 2 of compost, donate some fencing that I would like to get for it so that we don't have children walking through the garden and picking the flowers. So that's it. And I'm done. That's the report. I will also be giving a report next month, and I will continue to give reports at least until I'm finished with the garden. And then you won't see me anymore. All right, Chris, I'm done.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mary Lynn. We've all been watching the progress of the removal of the sod, and we'll look forward to seeing the garden take shape, and hopefully everyone will benefit from understanding a little bit better the benefit of pollinators in our environment.
Chris, I also wanted to add that I'm hoping that I can get large signs talking about the bees and talking about the process, and that will be put up after the pollinator garden is installed. I'm going to ask the printing company in town to do that for me.
Okay, I think it would be very helpful for people to understand what it is that they are seeing.
Mm-hmm. They will.
Great. All right, thank you. The next item on our agenda is to talk for the town, an opportunity for the town board to discuss a little bit some of the new procedures and protocols which we are going to be undertaking here at Town Hall as we move into a reopening, not just of businesses, but of governments. And Dutchess County is going to be opening more of their offices and facilities starting next week and then in the weeks ahead. And we will be too, but it's important that we have some guidance, and then because the goal is first and foremost to keep everybody in town hall safe, to make sure that the town hall is a clean and safe place in which to conduct the town's business. So I've sent out a memo to town hall employees and department heads, employees, committees, and as well as to the town board. And I'm just going to briefly highlight what is in it. First of all, that town hall is going to continue to be closed to the general public, with the exception of delivery, maintenance, and cleaning. Second is that masks need to be worn by everyone entering or leaving town hall or when moving around in town hall. Third, that to the greatest extent possible, town hall offices should be occupied by only one person at a time. If urgent business ever requires two people to be in the same office for a brief period of time, they should both be wearing their masks, which is why everybody in the boardroom here where I'm sitting is wearing a mask. Employees are being asked to keep their workspaces clean and sanitized on a daily basis. 5, in the interest of preventing transmission of coronavirus, employees are discouraged from moving around town any more than is necessary, especially from entering each other's offices. Communication between units of town government can and should be done by email as much as possible. These are all, by the way, protocols that we are getting from Dutchess County and which are very much reflected in other towns in the county. Employees are asked to stay home if they do not well and to report any possible symptoms of COVID-19. We are dealing with a town hall, which is an old building that was never intended to be a town hall. And it has some real structural, physical liabilities, especially as we try to take measures to prevent the possible spread of this virus. And a particular focus of mine has been the clerk's office with its proximity to the front door of town hall and with the open door from the hallway into the office, which allows really people just walking into town hall just to walk right into the clerk's office. And nobody is comfortable with that. I spoke earlier today with Dave Shapiro, who many of you know, and who is prepared to undertake making the door into the clerk's office into a Dutch door, similar to that of the court. We're going to move the mail slots that hang on the back of that door to an upstairs office. And we're going to look into the possibility of having a drop box or a window slot where documents can be passed to and from individuals without needing to enter town hall. Obviously, these sound fairly draconian, but we are dealing with something which is really dangerous, and we just want to keep everybody safe, going forward. So I think it's just important that everybody bear with us as we try to get town hall to become a safer place. The court will remain closed to the public until further notice. The court clerk is going to be returning part-time to process limited paperwork. Reopening of the town court and scheduled sessions are going to be in accordance with the advice and guidelines of the Office of Court Administration. And we'll, I'm sure, be hearing from our town justices as to how that will move forward. That's sort of an outline of what I've sent out. I just wanted everybody to be aware of it. I'm interested to hear any feedback that other members of the board might have about that. You've all been in town hall many times and you know it well. So I'd love to get your feedback on what we're doing as we go forward. Don't all speak at once. Lana, I don't know if you can hear me, but wait a minute. I'm trying to unmute you. Hold on. Okay. Lana,
Yeah.
there you go. Any thoughts about what it is that we're doing with these protocols for town hall?
I think it looks pretty straightforward, actually. Where would we consider putting the window or a drop box?
Well, there are two possibilities. One is directly into the clerk's office. And the other would be, the other window is the window into the little hallway downstairs. When you come in the front door, there's a window there. I think we just need to figure out what volume of papers are going to be transferred, and other towns have organized ways that if somebody's going to be dropping something off, they call ahead, they let them know that it's going to be put there, or if they're picking up some paperwork, they call ahead and it is put in a place where it's accessible without people having to enter town hall.
And if anybody uses the conference area, the participants there who was ever leading that would be responsible for cleaning all the surfaces before they left, correct?
Yes, they would. And at least going forward, I don't anticipate that we're even really going to be having very many of them at all.
Okay.
But certainly people having a meeting in here would, either in the next few weeks or down the road, going forward, should sanitize the boardroom, the board table and chairs and so on after the meeting.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any thoughts on what we're planning for for town hall? Either Ralph or John? Wait a minute, we're going to unmute Ralph.
Oh.
There you are.
The Dutch door conversion into the clerk's office is a good idea. I think that's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one. I think that's a good step to convert the door to the Dutch door.
Yeah, there is a Dutch door that leads into the court office, and I spoke with David Shapiro earlier about doing something that would essentially mimic that. Bill Kish, do you have a question?
Yes, it seems to me that the kitchen and the bathrooms are two very likely points of transmission for viruses. So I would recommend that you think about removing all the kitchen utensils and kitchen-like things from the kitchen, only use it as a hand washing area, and possibly locking the bathrooms so that people can't use them.
Well, that would make occupying town hall challenging, but we are relying on guidance from the Dutchess County Department of Behavioral and Community Health on our facility, and we're going to try to make sure that we can occupy the building on this very limited basis. Having only one person in a room at a time does reduce the population of Town Hall considerably. But we certainly can let people know that the kitchen and the bathroom are places potentially of higher traffic, and if they can avoid them successfully, that would be good. They also have the opportunity to wear gloves. Hand sanitizers have been placed on every desk in Town Hall, as well as a large volume of hand sanitizer in this boardroom. But the goal is to keep people clean and safe. So we will be doing everything we can. John, did you, I don't know if you're muted or unmuted, but any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the policies that were put forward is going to serve the town well. I do think though that we definitely, if we're going to have folks working in Town Hall, I think we do need to keep the bathrooms open. That's one thing I think we should do. But I think what's outlined and what you read is good guidelines, and it'll serve the town well.
Thank you. Anyone else on the board have any thoughts? I think we've probably covered that fairly well. George, is anything more that?
No one will be allowed upstairs, right?
Well, the town hall is going to be closed to the public in general, at least until Memorial Day, and maybe going forward after that. Okay.
Chris.
Yes.
I just want to jump back to number 5 for the renewal of the junkyard and the trailer permits. I believe we had a motion and a second. We never voted on that.
I'm sorry. Thank you for noting that. You said we did have a motion and a second on those?
Yes, I think I made the motion, Lana seconded it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Gail, can you make a note that we did in fact vote on that? I can't. I'm trying to unmute Gail. There you are.
There I am. It's noted. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the meeting of April 16th. Meeting that was of the town board that was also held on Zoom remotely. A transcript of that meeting was prepared by Gail. That was quite an effort. It's literally a transcript of the entire meeting. It took a lot of work to do it, especially because I had failed to push the record button in the very beginning. So those minutes have been distributed to the board. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 16th?
So moved.
Ralph Fidelli makes a motion.
Second.
Seconded by John Midwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, George K. voted aye as well. All right, we're coming to the supervisor's report. We have one budget adjustment, which is an expense increase of $10,000 minus an expense decrease of $10,000 for a net of $0. Could I have a motion to approve the budget adjustment?
So moved.
Lana Morrison made a motion.
Second.
George K. seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
I have a special abstract dated April 28th, 2020, totaling $619.05, broken down as follows. From the A Fund, $455.39. Payroll T&A, $163.66. Could I have a motion to approve the special abstract?
So moved.
John Midwood made a motion.
Second.
Ralph Fidelli seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right, George K. voted aye. And I have an abstract dated May 14th, 2020, totaling $74,328.43, broken down as follows. A Fund, $47,658.13. B Fund, $197.57. Special unemployment, $498.00. DB Fund, $20,691.39. Capital Projects H1, $5,084.68. T&A2 Escrow, $35. Payroll T&A, $163.66. Could I have a motion to approve that abstract?
So moved.
Ralph Fidelli makes a motion.
Second.
Second.
Lana Morrison seconded it. George K. voted in favor. I should say all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
George K. still voted in favor. The voucher committee for June is Lana Morrison and John Midwood. And with that, we have come to the end of our agenda. Unless there's anything else anybody needs to say right now, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
George K. seconds the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you very much for putting up with this technology. Hopefully it's better and we'll get the sound even better going forward.
George,
Take care,
are
everybody.
you
Stay
dismissing
safe.
the, are you